Hi everybody, Barbara from West Essex here. Today I wanted to show you some items you could use that you might have hanging around your house in place of exercise equipment. So some of you may not have bands or hand weights or any sort of resistance equipment in your home, but you do have lots of tools that you can use. So I took a couple of examples here for you to take a look at. Obviously your chair, which we're going to take a look at in 1 second, but I have other items as well. You could use water bottles, and depending on the size, they could equate up to 2 pounds even here. You could use jugs of detergent in your home. You can use cans of food that you can use for a multitude of sins. Pantyhose. I know some of you still have pantyhose hanging around. In lieu of a band, the pantyhose do stretch and accomplish the exact same thing. They may not be the full strength, but they definitely help you. You can use a bathrobe, just the rope that goes around your robe. And you can use bath towels, paper plates, which I'm going to show you how to use everything, and a backpack. It does not have to be a backpack. It can be a grocery bag. It could be anything that you can fill and potentially zip up. If it's a grocery bag, it's not a problem as long as there's handles on it, sturdy handles. So let me show you what you can do with your chair. Your chair, as long as it's a sturdy chair, you can use it for dips. You can drop off and do your tricep dips. Do you need to see that from the side?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can push you around. So from the side, you would just drop off, and you can use modified version, legs bent. You can use a weighted version, or you could do an extended version and drop. Elbows go to the back. So that's just for triceps. You could use your chair just like you would a bench for push-ups, right? So you could use drop in, press away. You can use the back of your chair for a balance tool, for anything that you're doing for balance, right? You could use your chair for an abdominal exercise as well. So most of you understand the drop back. If you sit at the edge of your chair, you can drop back and pull in that core nice and controlled. You could even leave your hands out to the side or put them overhead. Or you could use it as a nice crunch and extend. You could hold on to your chair, lift the weight, and extend those legs up and over. You could stack something in front of you and use it as a bench. You can even do 2 legs, right? So, lots of options with your chair. Let's talk about your water bottles. You could be standing or seated, and you can use those water bottles just like you would a dumbbell. You could do curls. You could do kickback extensions. You could do shoulder presses. You could do tricep overhead extensions. You could do rotations. You could do arm circles. So lots and lots of options with just some added weight. Same thing with a can. You could do the same motions that we just talked about. I'm just going to push my chair away for a moment and talk about something a little bit heavier. You can use these detergent jugs for even more weight added. So you could use the jugs for a deadlift. You could use the jugs because they're unstable. Overhead press engages your core because they're not stable, right? You could use these jugs as a farmer's carry, right? Find a certain distance that you want to cover and then draw back. You could use these jugs for row. You could use the jugs for fly. Anything that we do that you feel comfortable holding on, you could certainly use that extra weight. Let's talk about what we can do with these plates. You could do this in a standing position. You could do it in a seated position. But plates are an interesting tool. So I'm going to put, I think I'll start with one and use this concept of a nice sturdy leg. Using it like a glider, you could rotate the legs around. You can rotate and lengthen back. Whoop, let's get that chair out of the way. You can lengthen back into a nice full lunge, drawing in nice and tight. You can push the lunge as a side lunge and pull back. You can use this as a front pistol. And again, these can be done both in the chair and standing. What's more interesting with these plates is you could use it in your plank position, right? So, nice and controlled, you could rotate one side and then the other. Or, if you need a modified version, you can go onto your knees and rotate as well, both sides. Some of the other things you could do, if you had two plates, you could push on your knees, push out, and pull, 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 pull. Now, I wasn't able to pull these plates on this carpet, but if you're in a soft surface that has a better glide, you might be able to pull them both back at the same time. But what's the difference if I slide one and pull, and then one and pull? Definitely works, right? Some other options with these plates, some of my favorites are with the legs. So, if you can, dig your heels into the plate, lower down onto a mat or a towel, lift your hips, and you can slide your heels out. Right? Nice way to work. You can slide both heels and pull back. So, lots and lots of options as if these were disc gliders. Perfect. If you don't have paper plates available, you could use a rag, a towel, a paper towel, anything soft like that, a scarf that has that availability to slide. Let's talk about what's going on over here with my bathrobe or even a hand towel. You can use this to separate and you create the resistance. So if you hold real tight from one end to the other, soft knees, you can lengthen an overhead extension, creating the resistance in the muscular structure as much as you want here, right? Pull, pull, pull it apart. You can use it to drop from one side to the other. And you could use it for your twists. And you can even use it as your deadlift. Not a lot of weight, but you still work the system. Let's talk about the fact that you could use this like a rope wrapped around your legs. But if you do have the pantyhose, I would rather see you go there with some pantyhose. You could use the pantyhose the same way I was just talking about with your rope and use it as a stretching tool. Stretch apart, draw those shoulders back, lengthen high, same thing as you were doing. But with the pantyhose, you might be able to wrap it around high or low in your legs. And then you can use it like a tool for opening and closing, little resistance. Drop back in your squat, step open, close, open, close. So it's just small close, nice down in your squat. You can use it as a jumping tool, right? Or you can use it as a big lift, open, close, big lift, open, close. Some other options, I'm just gonna slide these off, that we have is a backpack or bag. You can fill your backpack or bag with some of your soup cans in your kitchen, your water bottles. You do want to provide a surface under there, under the cans, so that the cans don't rattle around. So my suggestion is a towel at the bottom of your bag. Place the cans inside for some added weight and wrap the towel around those cans before you zip it up. So now the backpack can be used as a sandbag, as a weighted tool. You can put this on for a number of reasons. You could put the backpack on and go for a walk, right? You could run the stairs in your house. You could jog. You could do jumping jacks. It stays nice and firm. If you have one that snatches at the waist, even better. You can use this as a weighted push-up, right? So you can take that backpack with you when you do push-ups, and it adds some weight. You could do it just when you're holding your plank. You could use it as a sandbag, right? If I wanted to, I could do it as a push to the side, drop, push to the side, drop. I can drop, stand up, lift and return, drop, stand up. So it's kind of in the place of a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a sandbag, any of those options. Depends on how much weight you want to put in here, but go for it, load it up, see what you can do. So I have one more thing I want to show you guys today, and that's this beautiful broomstick. With a broomstick, you can work the same. You can use it for twists, right? You can use it as a non-weighted overhead tool that we already showed you with your rope or towel. But what I like this broomstick for is to challenge your core. See if you can get the stick behind your head, nice and easy, and lower down. No pull on the head, just a lift. See if you can lift off the ground for sit-ups. It's a great way to get your core workout in. Try it at home. Stay healthy. Everybody, give us a buzz if you need any help. Please don't forget the Y is here for you. Thank you so much for being with me today. Bye.